This netcast is brought to you by Deerswood, the Excel experts, helping you get the most out of Excel. Okay, we're going to continue our example of working with a table here. But before we do that, we're going to use some techniques to extract a unique set of items from a list. Now, normally, because if you see column A here, which is the hoist type, we've got 4 different hoist types. We've got lots of duplicate values. And if I just want to be able to produce a list to select the unique values, if I were to just use the items in that value like we did with model, you see that doesn't give us a unique list. So normally what I would do to remove duplicates from a list is just paste them as values, and then we can do an advanced filter, extract unique records, copy to another location, and let's copy that to D1, perfect, and that just gives us the items. But normally what happens when you're working with the table, you get more records and things grow, and you don't want to be doing finding your unique set of items every time. So we're going to use a formula to do this, but it's quite a complex one, and an array formula at that. So the first thing we're going to do is do match, and we're going to match the list of hoists with the list of hoists, and we're going to do that unique. And if we press F9, what we see is that we have got 4 different sets of numbers, the 1s, 7s, 13s and 19s. And so what that's doing, that's telling us we've got these types of duplicates in the list, but it's actually telling us in a series of numbers now rather than unique words. So we can actually then perform some additional operations now we've got that into numbers. So there's another function called frequency, which kind of counts the number of duplicates in a set of buckets. But to be able to do this, we need to produce the set of buckets, and to be able to do that, we need to use this little formula here. And then we're going to put hoist type, which is what we're working with. Now, let's just have a look at what this is going to do for us. So when we look at we're going to count the number of items in the hoist, which is 19, which is great. So then we're going to put 1 to 19 in the row indirect formula, and what that's going to do, if I can select the right, is going to produce us a set of numbers 1 to 19. So we've got a series of 19 buckets, and Control Z to get back out of that. Now what that allows us to do is when we look at the output of this function, now this is interesting. It tells us the occurrence of each of the particular items, but what it does it in the first occurrence of that item. So we've got 6 of item 1 in the first column, and we've got 6 of item number 7, and then another 6 of dual rail and 1 of quad rail, and then it puts an extra 0 at the end, which I'm not quite sure I understand, but it doesn't matter. So then now we've got that, we can just use an if and use this row indirect again, and then this will so this is what I'm looking for here, because this tells us that in row 1 we've got our first unique item, in row 7 we've got our next, and row 13 we've got our next, and row 19 we've got our next. Now what we can then do is put that in the small function, and we're going to use the reference for which one is small because that allows you to pull certain items out of the list. You can have the second or third or fourth smallest in the list. So we're going to use the row, and when we copy that down, that's saying 1, 7, 13, 19. Perfect. So that's telling us what the row is of our unique items. Then what we're going to do is put that in the index function on table hoist, and then we're going to put hoist type, and then if we wrap that in the small and put that as an array formula, perfect. And then the final thing we need to do is put if error, and bingo. Oh. I think I should have put that. There we go. So what we know now, and if we copy that down to that, if we copy that down to there, and the other thing I like to do is to put conditional formatting on this. So if it's equal to, we then put a grey fill on it so that we know. Perfect. So that is our unique list. It's a bit of a handful of a formula, but well worth the effort trying to get to know that, because then your unique items can be dynamically created. Okay. Find us at dearswood.co.uk, helping you get the most out of Excel.